Are you tired of paying hundreds of dollars for website builders when you could just create a professional website for absolutely free, all for yourself? And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a complete professional website in 2026 without spending one single penny. And we're talking about a full website here, not just a basic landing page, but with a website with multiple pages, custom design, and all the features that you need to look professional online. And here's the best part. By the end of this tutorial, you're not only going to have your website live on the internet, but I'm also going to show you some advanced tricks that most web developers charge thousands for. Plus, I've also created a free checklist with all of our steps and the resources we'll use today so you can follow along perfectly. Now, I've spent the last month testing every single free website builder available this year, and I found one method that absolutely destroys the competition. So if you're ready to finally get your website online without breaking the bank, let's go ahead and dive in. And the AI tool that will build the entire website for us is Base44. They're one of the best AI website builders at this moment, and I added a special link in the description below so you can go ahead and check them out too. And if you want to master Base44 and learn how to build profitable websites, SaaS apps, and mobile apps with AI, I've created a complete masterclass that shows you exactly how to do it step by step. And since you're watching this video, hey, you can go ahead and join completely free. All you gotta do is check out the link in the description below to get free access to the Base44 Masterclass, and you can start building your own AI-powered business today. So now let's go ahead and get started. If you've ever wanted to build a website or an app, but immediately you kind of felt overwhelmed by the coding and the hosting and the databases and everything that comes with it, well, I tell you, you're not alone. Because most people don't quit because they lack ideas. No, they quit because the setup feels so complicated before they even begin. And that's exactly why tools like Base44 exist. So the first thing we're going to do is head over to Base44. And once you land on the homepage, you're going to immediately see that this platform here is built around one core idea, and that's letting AI handle the heavy lifting of building your website or your web app. So from here, we'll click on Start Building, and that's it, because that brings us directly to the sign-up page. Now, I'm not going to go through the full account creation process here since it is very straightforward. So just go ahead and create your account, and once you're inside, that's where everything really begins. And in the next section, I'm going to show you how to generate entire websites using nothing but a simple prompt. So most people assume that building a website means picking out a template, dragging elements around, and spending hours adjusting spacing, colors, and layouts until it finally looks decent. And I guess that process alone is usually what stops people before they even start. But with Base44, we're not going to touch any templates or manually design anything. Instead, we're just going to describe what we want in plain English and then let the AI build it out for us. So to show you how this works, I'm just going to prompt Base44 to create 4 different types of builds. First, create a short personal portfolio website, just one landing page encompassing all the details. And then next, build a website for a small business. It's a pastry shop. And then please build a blog content site for my car collecting journey. And finally, create an app for a sales B2B SaaS company. This app should manage employee login and logout times. So what all of this really shows is how simple the process is, because each time we just describe the website in plain English, and then Base44's AI agent takes care of the rest for us. And it doesn't matter whether it's a personal portfolio, a small business website, a blog, or even a full-scale SaaS web app, the workflow stays the same. You just type in your requirements, you submit the prompt, and within minutes, Base44 generates the build for us. And that's the key takeaway here. You're not limited to one type of project. Base44 can handle a wide range of website styles and applications, and they're all powered by natural language. So there's no need to manually design or configure anything at all. Just describe what you want, and of course, the smart agent will turn it into a working website quickly and efficiently. Now, generating the website is one thing, but what really matters here is whether we can actually control it. A lot of AI tools can create something impressive at first, but then the moment you want to change a heading, adjust a section, or tweak the styling, things start to feel rigid. And that's where customization becomes important. And this is where Base44 really does stand out. So inside the editor here, we can see that the interface is extremely intuitive. Everything is visual. We can click directly into sections or select elements on the page and modify them all without having to touch a single line of code. So now if we want to say change text, we simply click into it and rewrite it. Headlines, descriptions, button labels, everything can be edited instantly within the visual interface here. So now let's say we want to replace images. Instead of manually hunting for upload buttons or adjusting image containers, we're just going to use natural language. And we can prompt Base44 to replace certain visuals, and it understands exactly which section we're referring to. And the same goes for styling. So if you want to modify the color scheme to better match our brand, we don't need to dig into a lot of settings panels. Really, we just describe the change that we want, and Base44 updates the design accordingly. And AI can generate structure, but differentiation comes from you. So make sure your unique value proposition is clearly visible here. What makes you different from everybody else? We can also expand the structure of the site. So say we decide to add a new section to the homepage, we simply tell Base44 what kind of section we want, and it will generate it seamlessly within the existing layout. If we need an entirely new page, then we can request that as well, and it will integrate it into the site structure automatically. Navigation is just as flexible. So if you want to add more items to the nav bar, or reorganize the menu, or point it to newly created pages, we can do that through simple prompts. And on top of that, we still have drag and drop control within the visual editor here. And that means we're not locked into prompts only. So we can visually adjust layout positions, we can reorganize sections, and also fine-tune the structure in a way that feels natural and hands-on. And the key thing here is that Base44 gives us two ways to customize: direct visual editing and natural language commands. So if we want precision, we can click and adjust. And if we want speed, well, we can just describe the outcome and let the AI implement it for us. Either way, we stay in control while Base44 handles the complexity behind the scenes. But here's the thing, Base44 is incredibly powerful, but most people don't even know how to use it properly. So they end up building basic apps that don't make money or websites that don't even convert. So that's exactly why I created my complete Base44 Masterclass. And inside of this course, I'm gonna show you step by step how to build profitable SaaS businesses, high converting websites, and mobile apps, all using AI with zero coding required. You'll learn how to build SaaS apps that solve real problems and generate recurring revenue, the exact prompts and strategies that I use to create professional websites in minutes, how to clone successful apps, and then add your own profitable twist. Also, my proven system for turning Base44 projects into actual income streams. So this is just not theory. I'm gonna walk you through real builds. I'm gonna show you my exact process, and I'm gonna give you the templates and the frameworks that have helped my students launch successful AI-powered businesses. So if you're serious, super serious about building something profitable with AI in 2026, click the link in the description to join the Base44 Masterclass. Your future self will thank you for taking action today instead of just watching another tutorial. A lot of tools can generate a nice looking front end, but the moment you need logins or data storage, integrations, and then analytics, you suddenly have to connect 5 different services together. And that usually means extra subscriptions, extra setup, and technical configuration. With Base44, we're not stitching tools together anymore. These features are already built in. So first, let's look at user authentication. Inside the dashboard, when we open up the user section, we can immediately see that Base44 has already structured a system for managing user accounts. If authentication is enabled for the app, Base44 manages the infrastructure behind it. Next, we have database functionality. Checking the database panel here, we can see dedicated tables created for the application. So this is where user data and app-specific information are stored. So then let's move to integrations. Inside the dashboard here, there's a dedicated integrations panel that shows the different types of connections that we can enable, whether that's email services, SMS functionality, or external APIs. These integrations are already prepared within the platform, so we're not installing plugins or dealing with complex API wiring manually. Everything is just organized in one place. Mobile responsiveness is another critical piece here. When we switch to mobile view, we can see that the application does indeed adapt automatically. Layouts resize properly, sections stack cleanly, and navigation remains usable. We didn't design a separate mobile version. Base44 handled responsiveness during generation. So lastly, we have analytics and tracking capabilities. In the analytics section of our dashboard, we can see here the different types of data that Base44 collects. It's clear that Base44 isn't just generating websites, it's delivering full stack infrastructure, user authentication, login systems, databases, integrations, responsiveness, and analytics are available right out the gate. So these are features that traditionally require developers or multiple paid services to configure. But here they're built in from day one. For most people, publishing is the part that feels intimidating. Building something is exciting, but deploying it, well, that usually means dealing with hosting providers, domains, server settings, and technical configurations that sound way more complicated than they should be, right? So this is where a lot of projects just get stuck. But with Base44, we're going to skip all of that entirely. To deploy the site, we just simply click the publish button. That's it. There's no exporting files, no connecting to third-party hosting, and no back-end setup. So once we do hit publish, Base44 handles everything automatically. And within moments, the website is live now and accessible through a public link. So one of the biggest advantages here is built-in hosting too. We don't need to purchase separate hosting or configure servers manually. So after publishing, we can just head back into the dashboard and clearly see that Base44 is managing the infrastructure for us. Everything under the hood, performance, availability, deployment, it's all powered directly by our platform here. And it doesn't stop there either, because Base44 also allows us to generate mobile-ready files, including IPA files for iOS and AAB files for Android. And that means we can prepare the same application for submission to the App Store and Play Store directly from within the platform. So instead of rebuilding everything again separately for mobile, we can just extend what we've already created. And if we want to fully brand the experience, well, we can just connect a custom domain through the domains panel in the dashboard here. And this allows us to replace, of course, the default link and use our own branded URL. The entire publishing process is all streamlined. We just click publish, and then Base44 deploys the application, hosting is handled automatically, and the site is instantly live. And this usually takes multiple tools and technical steps, but right here, this is reduced to a single action. It's one thing to see a platform build demo websites on command, and then it's another thing to see what real users are actually creating with it. And that's where things become much more convincing. So if we look at real community discussions, like the Reddit threads showcasing projects built with Base44, we can see a wide range of applications being shared by actual users. These aren't mock-ups or stage examples, they're real websites and web apps that people have generated, customized, and published. So you can immediately notice here all of the variety, different industries, different use cases, different business models that are all built on the same platform. And what stands out here isn't just the diversity, but the speed at which these projects are created. And many users talk about building functional applications in minutes rather than weeks. So instead of spending months developing and configuring infrastructure, well, they're all launching quickly and iterating as they go. So that speed changes the barrier to entry completely. A strong example of this is chartdetector.ai. It's a well-known application built using Base44 that was recently featured in Business Insider. And this isn't a small experimental side project either. It's a real product that gained media attention. So when we look at the website itself, we can see a polished, professional output that doesn't look like it was thrown together by an AI in a few minutes, right? Or is it just me? It looks production ready. This is important because it shifts the perception of AI builders. And we're not talking about basic landing pages with all generic layouts. We're looking at functional, public-facing applications being used in real industries and even receiving press coverage. So when you combine community adoption, visible real-world examples, and of course professional level results, it becomes clear that Base44 isn't just a novelty tool. It's being used to build legitimate digital products across multiple industries. Now here's the thing, it is easy for any platform to look impressive on its own, but the real test is how it performs when placed side by side with other well-known builders. So let's go ahead and start by comparing Base44 with Framer, focusing purely on front-end website generation to keep things fair. So we're going to use the exact same prompt on both platforms, like this. Build a personal website for a software developer, and that's it. When entering Framer, the interface immediately feels more design-centric and geared towards experienced users. It is powerful, don't get me wrong, but for beginners it can feel overwhelming. After accessing Framer's AI Builder and submitting that prompt, it generates a portfolio layout within a few minutes. The structure is there, as you can see, but the result feels kind of minimal and somewhat bare bones. It looks like a starting draft rather than a polished, ready-to-go published website. So to bring it to production level, additional manual design adjustments would likely be required here. And now, running the same prompt through Base 44, this one produces a noticeably different outcome. And because within minutes, Base 44 generates a complete working website with structured sections, detailed content placement, and a layout that feels much closer to something you could actually publish right away. And instead of feeling like a rough draft, it feels more refined right out of the box. So when comparing direct output quality and readiness, to me, Base 44 just provides more immediate value without extra manual work. To make the comparison more advanced, let's move beyond static front-end websites and test both platforms on a full application build. So for this comparison, we're going to ask Base 44 and Lovable to create a mobile optimized web app similar to Reddit. Lovable completed the build in like roughly 4 minutes, and visually the output looks pretty solid. The interface appears clean and structured. However, what we receive is primarily just a front end with placeholder data and no active back end functionality by default. Lovable can generate full stack applications, but back end capabilities must be explicitly enabled before it builds with that in mind. And with the same concept being generated using Base 44, as you can see, the output, it's not just visual, it's functional too. Within a similar time frame, Base 44 produces a full stack web application complete with login systems, authentication, and database integration. The infrastructure is already connected. It's not simply a mock-up. It's an operational application framework. Another major difference appears here in deployment flexibility, because Base 44 allows direct preparation for App Store and Play Store publishing by generating the necessary files for submission, while Lovable does not currently offer this capability. So that distinction alone can significantly reduce the technical steps required to launch a mobile-ready application. When comparing both scenarios, front-end generation and full application builds, well, Base 44 just consistently delivers more complete production-ready outputs. It combines design, back-end functionality, and deployment capabilities in a single workflow, which does make it a more comprehensive solution. Even if Base 44 is one of the more complete AI builders out there, the results still depend on how you use it. The platform can generate structure and functionality and design in minutes, but clarity always wins. So the better your input, the better your output. So here are a few practical principles to keep in mind when building. First, be specific with your prompts. Don't just say, build me a website. Rather, explain what your business does, who it serves, and what you want users to accomplish. Mention key features and basic workflows like users signing up, creating projects, booking calls, or tracking progress. You don't need technical language here. Just describe the end result clearly. Second, make your site intentional, meaning highlight your unique value proposition, use a brand voice that reflects you, and add strong calls to action throughout the site. If possible, include testimonials or proof elements. Consistency in messaging and design makes the final product feel professional instead of generic. From an SEO perspective, focus on strong on-page content. Since Base 44 doesn't automatically generate meta descriptions, search engines rely heavily on your visible headings and body text. So clear, focused headlines and clear, well-written copy improve your visibility in both traditional search and AI-driven results. When refining your project, also avoid vague instructions like make it better. So be precise about what needs to change. Adjust one element at a time and just build step by step instead of overwhelming the AI with too many changes at once. Finally, describe the user journey rather than the technical setup. Explain what users should be able to do from start to finish, and then let Base 44 handle the back-end complexity. So if you apply these principles, you won't just generate a website, you'll build something that actually feels purposeful and ready to launch. Okay, so at this point, you've seen the entire process, right? From idea to live product. And it's clear that building websites and applications doesn't have to feel overwhelming, not anymore. But when the technical barriers are removed, you can just focus on what actually matters, the concept, the user experience, and of course, the value that you are creating. Tools like Base44 shift the effort away from configuration and towards execution, which changes how quickly you can test and launch your ideas. So if you've been waiting for the right time to build something, this one right now is probably it. So start small, build something real, and refine it as you go. Thanks for watching and investing your time with me today. I'll see you at the next one.